So is my screen visible and my voice clear? Hello. Am I audible? Hello. Hello. No reply. Anyway. So, in the previous class, I hope the screen is visible to you and my voice is clear. If anytime the screen is not visible and voice is not clear, please let me know in the chat box or unmute and tell. So, in the previous classes, we have already discussed about the meaning of the term business and the scope of business, business goals, various business goals. We have discussed around five, six business goals. We have discussed this. Other than that, we have also discussed about various business objectives, right? So, these are the things which were we have discussed in the previous class. And if any doubt is there regarding that, please let me know so that we can discuss it today as well. Okay, fine. Thank you. So, yeah, today what we'll be doing, we will be studying about environment and environment analysis. Then how this analysis is being done, and we'll discuss about few types of environmental analysis, which include SWOT analysis, pest or pestle analysis, also Porter's five force model is there. So we'll be discussing such kind of models of environmental analysis. Then limitations of environmental analysis is there and organization of analysis is there. So starting with the meaning of the term, what is environment? We'll be discussing that first. Yeah. So, what is environment? So, we need to understand what is the concept of environment and what is the meaning of this term environment. So, basically, the environment surrounding a business consists of multiple factors, ranging from a socio-cultural context to technological advancement, economic conditions, political landscapes, and legal framework. Additionally, environmental concerns such as climate change and sustainability have become increasingly significant in recent years. Also, the interplay of these external elements can significantly influence a business operation, market dynamics. Just give me a moment, please. There is some disturbance from the traffic. I'll just shut down my window. Just a minute, please. Yeah. So we were discussing about the environment. So basically, environment of any business basically constitute of two areas. So the first area is the internal area, and the second area is the external area, or you can say internal environment or the external environment. So basically, the internal environment, what it constitute is the employees, the organization structure, the people working in the organization, right? And the culture of the organization, the structure of the organization. So these are the things which constitute internal environment of any business. So what comes in the external environment? In external environment, the things like weather conditions, the climate change, then the political environment is there, rules and regulation, policies, all those things. Then we have technological environment, right? Then we have socio-cultural environment. So these are basically various kind of environment which surround any business. So it has been constituted into internal environment as well as external environment. So internal environment when we talk about internal environment, it is the environment which is being controlled, which can be controlled by the organization or the management of the business. But when we talk about the external environment are the things which cannot be controlled by anybody. Not, let's say not anybody, but who hold the business, the management of the business, those people cannot control, then cannot manage the external environment. Why? Let me tell you. Let's talk about the climate changes. Does Can anybody change climate changes? Can anybody control climate changes? No. Right. Similarly, if any changes in the political environment, if there is any law made for any for business purpose, can anybody change that law other than government? The answer is no. Then, if new technology have emerged, can anybody change that technology other than people who have created it? The answer is no. So that's why I'm saying that this internal environment is in the control of management of the business, whereas the external environment is the environment which cannot be controlled by any business. So in the previous class also, we were discussing about various factors. Like when we start any business, there are various things which need to be taken care of, right? These things are doing market analysis, understanding the business, understanding the competitors, understanding the customer needs, understanding their market demand, right? And to do analysis on them. So similarly, when we are talking about environmental analysis, the same things will continue. We have to do a research work on our internal as well as external environment. External Doing research on external environment is important, though we cannot change it, but knowledge of having what is happening around us is very important. So doing research on external environment is also very important, right? Are you people getting my point, what I'm trying to explain? Yes, no, anything? Should I explain it a little slow, or should I move to the next topic? Yes, no, anything? So this was about the introduction of environment and internal and external environment. So basically the interplay of this external element can significantly influence our business operation, market dynamics, consumer behavior, and regulatory requirements as well. Understanding these factors is crucial for businesses to effectively strategize, adapt, and thrive in their respective industries. So that is environment for you in business environment, right? Next, we will discuss about knowing the environment. Yes. Give me a minute, please. I'll just start. Right. So talking about knowing the environment, why this is important? Because when you do not know what things you need to analyze, it is very difficult. Just a minute, please. Just a minute. Yeah. So, sorry for the interruption. Yeah, I'm extremely sorry. My apologies. Yeah, so we were at knowing the environment. Well, when we talk about knowing the environment, it means we need to understand the internal environment as well as the external environment. Well, there are various methods which a business employ to gather insight about their environment. These methods could be market research, then we have trend analysis, then competitor intelligence, and regulatory reviews and stakeholder consultations. Also, in-depth knowledge of the environment allow businesses to anticipate changes. That means when you know the things around you, it becomes quite easier to anticipate what is going to happen in near future. So that is the importance of knowing the environment. Also, it to identify emerging opportunities and proactively address potential threats. So these are the things which can be addressed when we properly know our internal and external environment, right? So it also enables them to align their strategies, products, and services with evolving consumer preferences, technological advancement, and regulatory shifts. So this that is why knowing the environment is important. So how do we know the environment? What are the methods, right? So there could be a research done on market analysis. Then there could be a research done on the competitor intelligence, or the regulatory reviews can be done, as well as stakeholder consultation is very important. Now, talking about stakeholder consultation means the people, like in the previous class, I have discussed about the stakeholders. That is the people who get affected by the business. So, when we talk about stakeholder consultation, we discuss the issues with all the stakeholders, or the stakeholders which are directly in touch with the business. We can fix a meeting and have a consultation with them, so that to know what is happening, what they are thinking, what new can be done, what are the things which is causing harm to the business. So these are the people who know our business very closely. So these people are quite important when we talk about growth of any organization. So stakeholder consultation is very important and also a very crucial part of knowing the environment. So also having an in-depth knowledge is very important when we talk about knowing the environment. So just having a review on any topic is not sufficient enough. So you have to know, you have to have a very in-depth knowledge when you are analyzing your environment. So these analysis could be done through, you can have a questionnaire in a form of questionnaire, or you can have interview form, or you can go to the market and have a survey over there. You can ask people directly, or you can what do you say, make a questionnaire and then ask the stakeholders or the people concerned to have the knowledge from it. So these are the ways through which environment can be known to us. Now, when you collect the data through questionnaires or interviews, now the next thing is to do the analysis of that data, right? So, for doing the analysis, let's say you have collected data from 100 people, but it might happen that all the people have not given sufficient replies, or they might have given some wrong answers. So, you need to clean the data first before finding out trends from it, right? So, cleaning the data is very important. So, after cleaning the data, let's say you are having 100 responses, so after cleaning you got only 80 responses. So now what you will do, you will find out the trend out of it. You will do the analysis and you can find out the trend, that is known as the trend analysis, ki what is the pattern of happening of anything, right? So this is how this analysis is being done. And after you get a proper trend, or the proper, what do you say, a result of the analysis, when you get it, you get to know what other steps or what are the future steps can be done to make sure that your business grow, and you try to eliminate any threats, right? And you try to capture the opportunities. So this is how knowing the environment is important. Am I clear? Is it clear? Should I move to the next topic?
Okay, madam.
Yeah, sure. So the next thing we'll be discussing about are the objectives and uses of environmental analysis. Well, talking about objectives of analysis, the very first objective is to identify opportunities. So, well, environmental analysis help businesses uncover new market segments, niche opportunities, and emerging trends and untapped customer needs. By identifying and capitalizing on these opportunities, businesses can gain a competitive edge and drive growth. So the first objective is to identify opportunities. So when you are doing the environmental analysis, definitely there will be certain opportunities present. So you need to identify those opportunities through that data and the analysis which you have done in environmental scanning, through which you find out the opportunities which are present for you, because these opportunities plays a very crucial role when you talk about the growth of your business. So the first objective is to identify the opportunity. Why do you do environmental scanning? Sorry, environmental analysis हम क्यों करते हैं? The basic reason is to identify the opportunities, how we can go, to find out the correct way, to find out the correct path to follow, to find out the plan of action, right? So these are the reason. Identifying opportunities through environmental analysis is crucial and the very first objective of environmental analysis, right? That is identifying opportunities. If at any point you people think I'm going fast, please let me know. I'll explain the topic again, right? So the next objective is assessing threats. So the first thing was to identify the opportunities. Next one is to assessing threats. So by scanning the environment for a potential risk, businesses can anticipate competitive pressure, market disruptions, regulatory changes, economic downturns, and other threats that may impact their operations. Also, this allows them to develop contingency plan and mitigate risk effectively. So that is assessing threats. So when you do environmental analysis, the same thing, when you have done the analysis, you have find out the pattern, it will be very clear that you can assess the threats, right? Slide not change. What do you want to see on the slide, Suresh? What do you want to see on the slide? What I am talking, it's present on the slide.
Okay, block one environmental, madam.
Block one, huh? It's there. Slide is there now. Topic is there. What I am discussing?
I think your next topic was changed, right?
I am discussing objectives and uses of environmental analysis. It's there. If you want the deep notes on this, you can open your booklets. You are having your booklet?
Yeah, textbook I have, madam.
Yeah, open it.
Okay.
You open it. If any question is arising from your side, please ask me from it. Right?
Sure, madam.
Okay, right, Suresh. So we were at assessing threats. So similarly, what you have got by identifying opportunities, assessing threats also you can identify through environmental analysis in the same way. And now why this assessing threats is important? Because you can anticipate competitive pressures, key what competitors are doing and how good they are doing anything. See, how your competitor is performing is going to affect your business, right? If they are going very good, if they are on the very positive side of their business, it is going to affect negatively, and that is known as threat to your business. Now got my point? What is meant by threat? When your competitor is doing very well, they are going on the positive side of the business, they are having good revenues, they are having good profits, this is a threat for you, for your business, right? Also, then regulatory changes, any laws, any policy made by government, which is in not favor of your business. Sometimes there are certain regulations made by the government, certain policies made by the government which do not favor your business. So these regulatory changes will be a threat to your business. Then there will be economic downturn, like changes in the economic status. Again, that will be also, that can be also, can be posed as a threat for your business, right? So these are the things which is important, and without knowing, without understanding the environment, without analyzing the environment, you will not be able to assess any of these. So you have to know the environment, you have to assess the environment, then you will be able to identify the threats, right? And how threats are coming, how your competitor is performing, what regulatory changes are being made by the government, how the economic conditions are there for you. So the knowing all these things, assessing all those things, you will be able to identify the threats for your business, and you can take proper action to eliminate those threats into opportunities, right? बगैर जाने तो आप नहीं कर सकते ना. So understanding and knowing is very important. So that was the second objective, that is assessing threats. Am I clear? Next one is informing decision making. Well, environmental analysis provide decision makers with valuable insight and data to make informed choices regarding market entry, strategies, product development initiatives, resource allocation, and strategic partnerships. See, when you run any business or you are about to start any business, yeah. So when you run any business or start any new business, there are various decisions which you have to make, right? So this environmental analysis is going to help you, will come very handy to you when you are making decisions, right? There are certain decisions which we make on our gut feeling, on our intuitions, right? But when we are investing a lot of wealth into our businesses, depending on your gut feeling, depending on your intuition, is not a wise choice. Am I right? So for this purpose, you need to have a proper data-driven decision making with you. Now, how you are going to get this data-driven decision making? When you will do environmental analysis. So on the basis of the result of the analysis only, you will be able to make data-driven decision making instead of relying on your gut or intuitions. So the third objective says the same thing, to make informed decision making. And how you are going to make informed decision making? You have to study the environment, you have to analyze the environment, right? Yeah. Yeah. Next one is adapting to change. Well, in today's fast-paced business landscape, adaptability is key to survival. Environmental analysis help businesses stay agile by enabling them to quickly respond to changing market conditions, consumer preferences, technological innovations, and regulatory requirement. See, the environment is ever is like in a very dynamic mode. It remains in a very dynamic mode. The things around you, around your business, is ever changing. Let's say take a very small example. The place where you live, does it remain the same every time? Right? No, no. The room in which you stay, the place where you are sitting or standing right now, does it remain same every time? Tell me, yes or no? The place where you are staying right now, you are present right now, does it remain same every day? Yes, no, come on, communicate fast. No. Yeah, Suresh, please unmute and tell me, na?
No, madam. Everything is movable, right?
Everything is movable, and some things will be there which you are moving, and some things will be there which others are moving, right? Maybe your mother is there, or some other family members are there, which will change the thing places of the sorry, which will change the adjustments, right? Some will change the bed sheet, some will put a glass over there, or a plate over there, or put a painting in your room, or remove a painting in your room, right? Or sometimes what happens, like rain is coming, so it might come into your room and wet your bed, right?
Yes.
Also, there is a dust outside, so it will come in your room and make your room dirty. So what is happening in your room? There are certain forces, right? Some are under your control, some are not under your control, but change is happening
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
every day. Even minute change is happening, right? So that is my point. When you run any business, when you start any business, there will be forces which are under your control. Like you can control yourself, you can control your mother, you can control your kamwali bai to not do or do such kind of a things. Do not change my bed sheet, or put this bed sheet on my bed, or do not put this on my table. Change the cloth, change the clock, change the painting, right? So few things will be under your control, and few things will not be under your control. Similarly, in businesses also, your internal environment will be under your control. Your external environment, like I said, the rain, the dust, or water dropping from your ceiling, right? So these things are not under your control, right? So that will come under your external factors. Now, where was I? I was talking about the change. So similarly, the place where you are sitting right now is not under your control, and it is ever changing. Similarly, a business will also be in a changing mode every time. Agreed or not? Some or other changes will be happening there, right? No, how you are going to adapt to these changes? There is only one way to adapt to these changes, that is environmental analysis. That means when you know the people who are responsible, the things which are responsible for the changes made over here, you can control, you can adapt to the change. Or when you know in future this can happen, there is a weather forecast, so what you will do, you will shut your window, you will close the window, you will close the door, you will put the curtains on the door, or you will do anything to prevent the things, right? Similarly, for your businesses also, when you know, when you assess the external environment, you will take preventive actions to protect yourself. Got my point? Yes, no, anything? समझ आया तो हाँ बोलिए, नहीं आया तो नहीं बोलिए, फिर से समझाना है तो बोलिए. नो. यस. Right. Keep communicating. It will not make the class boring, and I don't want my class to be boring, right? So keep communicating. Just say yes, no, that is sufficient. But please keep communicating. Great. चलिए. So, where were we? We were at the objectives. So we have discussed 4 objectives, right? Identifying opportunities, assessing threats, informing decision making, and adapting to change. Adapting to change, samajh aaya? Just now I have explained about it. When you know what changes are going to happen around you, you can adapt yourself to those changes. Sometimes you can control the changes, but sometimes you cannot. When you cannot, you adapt to it, right? So these are the objectives of environmental analysis. Now we will talk about the next topic, that is uses of environmental analysis. Well, the very first use of environmental analysis is formulating strategies. Well, environmental analysis serves as the foundation for strategic planning and decision making. By understanding the external environment dynamics, Businesses can formulate effective strategies that capitalize on strength, exploit opportunities, mitigate weaknesses, and counteract threats, right? So when you know what is going to happen in near future, you will be able to formulate a strategy. What is a strategy? Anybody can tell me the meaning of a strategy?
Plans, ma'am.
Plan. So are both same, plan and strategy?
Means what we are going to make the changes like that. Everything overall planning, ma'am.
Or a plan?
Schedule.
Okay. Okay, great. Very close answer, Sridevi, very correct. But there is a slight difference between a plan and a strategy. A strategy is like, you can say, a foolproof plan where you make a plan and you are very sure, you can say you are 100% sure that this plan is going to definitely work because you have done a research on it, you have made a proper arrangement so that you won't fail. So that is known as a strategy. Now, let me take an example and explain it to you. Like there is an important examination you need to go and attend today, right? And there is rain outside, which is today's live example, right? So there was a important exam you need to go and attend, and you know ki there will be rain outside. Now, let me know what planning would you do to overcome this? What you will do? There is a heavy rain outside and there is an important exam you need to attend. What steps you will take? Tell me fast. Yeah, Sridevi, dear, speak.
Ma'am, means if there is a heavy rain, we'll try to find out some other way to go to exam hall, ma'am.
You will try to find some other way. And
Yeah.
what else other than that, what you will do?
Means like if possible, I will try to write the exam from home, ma'am, through online.
Online. If there is no possibility of writing the exam online, then tell me what. You have to step outside and go to the exam center. What steps you will take? What precautions you will take? Tell me fast. Others also can answer me. क्या क्या करेंगे? Just tell me fast. Having precaution. What precautions? Suresh, please unmute and tell me what precautions you will take.
Madam, you carry the with raincoat or
Very good. You carry a raincoat and an umbrella with you,
yeah.
right? And you will put your phone and everything's in a poly bag so that it won't get wet.
Yes.
Your exam, your hall ticket, you will keep very safely so that it won't get wet, right?
Yes.
And just a moment, please. There is just disturbance. I'll be back. Just give me a minute, please.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry for interruption. Well, where were we? We were at taking precautions. So the precautions were we will take an umbrella with us, we will take an, yeah, what do you say, raincoat with us, we will keep a poly bag so that we can keep our phone and stationery and hall ticket safe so that it won't get wet, right? And one more thing, what you will do is you will start early, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So that if there is any timing ka problem nahi hona, so you will start early also. Now, see, tomorrow is your exam. Today night, you are making a plan. You have a plan in your mind कि I have to go to the exam center safely and on time. This is your plan, right? how you are going to reach to the examination hall. You have thought about all these things. Ki if this happens, I'll be having a poly bag with me. If this happens, I'll be having raincoat and umbrella with me. And if in case I stuck in the traffic, I'm having enough time so that I can reach on my destination on time, right? So your plan was to reach to the examination center safely and on time. But what steps you are taking to reach to the examination center on a very heavy rainy day is known as a strategy. Am I clear with plan and strategy?
Okay, so making pre-plans for the preparation, right? It's
No,
called
no.
strategy.
Pre-planning. Pre-plan or plan comes under plan only. Plan
Yes.
is a very simple thing. What is your plan? My plan is to go on a picnic. My plan is to go on a movie. My plan is to attend today's class. But what efforts you are doing so that you do that work effectively and in timely manner, that is known as the strategy. When you know, yes, rain is going to happen, I will start. I may not get stuck in the traffic. My time will be wasted. And if there is heavy rain, my things will get wet or I'll get wet. So I will carry so and so things with me. This is known as a strategy. Your plan was to reach the exam center on time for your examination. But how you are reaching, all the steps, all the precautions, all the internal and external factors you have already studied, and then you have taken the decision that this I am going to do, this route I am going to follow. That is known as the strategy. That is the difference between plan and strategy. Clear? Yes, no, anything? समझ आया बाबा? नहीं समझ में आया?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? What is plan and what is a strategy? A strategy is a like I don't know. Suresh was saying pre-planned. Pre-planning is a kind of strategy only, right? You were correct. So that's the difference.
Yeah, means
Mhm.
whether we go for a different क्या बोलते हैं,
क्या
अभी
बोल?
हमें जाने का है वो
हम्म,
एक प्लान से जा रहे हैं, वो प्लान
हम्म,
से अगर फेलियर हो गया तो दूसरा प्लान भी रखना
हाँ,
पड़ेगा।
राइट,
सब
राइट, राइट, हाँ, हाँ,
वैसा ही मैं बोल रहा था।
करेक्ट, वेरी करेक्ट। अभी आपके पास एक प्लान है, आपका क्या है? आपको सेंटर पे पहुंचना है, ये आपका प्लान है। आपको
Yes, ma'am.
सेंटर पे पूरा हर्डल्स पार करके कैसा पहुंचना है, ये आपका स्ट्रैटेजी है। क्योंकि
हाँ,
बारिश बहुत होने वाला है एंड इट विल बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू रीच योर डेस्टिनेशन ऑन टाइम। सो व्हाट स्टेप्स, कितना सारा प्रिकॉशंस आपने ले लिया। आप घर से जल्दी निकले, आपने अपने साथ अम्ब्रेला लिया, रेनकोट लिया, राइट? और क्या किया? और जो भी स्टेप्स आपने लिए कि दूसरा रूट, शॉर्टर रूट आपने फाइंड किया कि मैं इधर से जाऊंगा या उधर से जाऊंगा। माइट बी अगर आप पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट से जा रहे थे तो आपने सोचा कि आई गो विद माई ओन ट्रांसपोर्ट सो दैट it will be easier for me to reach, right? So for everything, you are making a plan B. You
yes,
are
ma'am.
strategizing your moves, right?
Yes,
कि
ma'am.
ऐसा होगा तो I will do this, वैसा होगा तो I will do this.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is known as a strategy.
Mm. Finding the different ways.
Finding the different ways, having an option with you,
Yes.
understanding what is going to happen, and to overcome those hurdles is strategy.
Okay.
Plan and strategies are two different things now.
Yes,
I hope you got it.
yes, ma'am. Implement करने का अलग है, प्लान का अलग है।
Plan का अलग है, right? Plan is like you have to go. That is your plan.
Yes, ma'am.
Strategy is how you are going to reach on time in a rainy day, overcoming all the obstacles. If this happen, what you will do? If that happens, what you will do? Similarly, in businesses also, what is your plan? Your plan is to reach number one company by the end of this month. That is your plan. So there will be various strategies which you need to adopt to reach to number one, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Got it? So planning and strategizing or a strategy quite related, but both are different. this your subject business environment is you can say is the basic behind our strategy made to run a business. This paper is very important when you talk about business, right? This will tell you how to handle a business, how to run a business, how to start a business, what could be done to, if there is any downfall, what could be done, or how to avoid any circumstances. So this paper, this things which you are going to study in business environment is going to definitely help you out with that. So where were we? Let me check. I just forgot where I was. Yeah, I was at uses of what? Environmental analysis. So the first use we have discussed at formulating strategy. So coming to the business example. So we were at live example. Usko chhodiye abhi. We'll talk about a business. There is a competitor, very strong competitor in front of you. Now, how you are going to face your competitor, how you are going to change yourself, change your product so that you go, you leave behind your competitor and move ahead of him. You need to make a strategy. You need to formulate a strategy for it. And without knowing the environment, without understanding your competitor, without understanding your customer needs, without understanding market trend, without understanding uh, consumer behavior, consumer purchasing powers, you will not be able to formulate strategy for it. So formulating strategy, environmental analysis is very important, right? Now, the second use of environmental analysis is risk management. Well, by identifying potential risk and vulnerabilities in the external environments, businesses can develop risk management strategies to minimize negative impacts on their operations, reputations, and financial performances. Risk management. Well, जब हम मालूम करेंगे कि व्हाट आर द पोटेंशियल रिस्क, क्या हो सकता है इन नियर फ्यूचर टू आवर बिजनेस, एंड जो कि बहुत एसेंशियल है हमारे बिजनेस के लिए, सो it will be quite helpful in managing the risk which could come with it. So that is the second use. Now, the third use of environmental analysis is monitoring performance. So environmental analysis provide businesses with benchmark and indicators to monitor their performance relative to market trend. So I'm here talking about benchmark. Do you people know the meaning of benchmark and benchmarking?
No, madam.
No. Benchmarking is like setting, you can say, a record for you. Setting a record for you. You see, this year I have reached this much of profit. Next year I will reach plus 10% of it. So I will move plus 10% of it in the next year. So what is this? This is a benchmark for you, right? This was the benchmark I have achieved this year, but in the coming year, I have to increase my profits by 10%. So that is your benchmarking. So how you are going to benchmark, knowing the benchmarks, you have to monitor the performance. Again, how you are going to monitor the performance? Very easy answer. You have to do environmental analysis. Then only you can benchmark your performances and indicators to monitor your performances relative to market trends, right? Also, you can monitor competitor activities as well as industry standards as well. So that is the third use of environmental analysis, that is monitoring performance. Next one is, and the last use is enhancing competitiveness. Well, in today's competitive marketplace, staying ahead of the competition is essential. Environmental analysis help businesses stay competitive by enabling them to anticipate change, innovate, and differentiate their offerings and deliver superior value to customers. So this is how your competitiveness can be enhanced. By doing what? By enabling them to anticipate change. That means what is going to happen in the near future, you already have a clear idea about it. Then by innovation, by creating something new, by doing product development, right? Also, differentiate their offerings. Like your customer is offering certain facilities, certain offerings, giving certain offerings to the customer, you are providing better offers to the customer. So this is how you can differentiate from your customers. Also delivering superior value to customers. So this is how your competitiveness can be enhanced. And again, because of environmental analysis, you know what is around me, how that can be controlled, that can be taken care of, and can be stay aware of. You can do all those things. So basically, there are 4 uses of environmental analysis. These are formulating strategies, risk management, monitoring performances, and enhancing competitiveness. Am I clear? If anything is not clear in the uses and objectives of environmental analysis, please ask me. I'm giving you a just a half-minute time. You can think over it and ask me a question. After that, we will start the topic process of environmental analysis. Please put your question in the chat box, or you can unmute or ask me. So no questions? Everything is clear? Yeah. So the next topic I'm going to start today is the process of environmental analysis. Okay. Should I ask you a question if there is no doubt with you? Okay, after the class I'll ask. So now we'll start with the process of environmental analysis. So the very first step, you can note down the steps with you, or I'll provide the notes after the class. After, yeah, today itself, Asha, do one thing. I am putting my email address in the chat box. You please send me an email with your email addresses, right? So this is my email address. Anybody out of you, please take an initiative and please send me only one email with your email addresses, or just one email is sufficient, so that I'll send the notes of block 1 today after the class, so that you can review the notes, right? So on my email address, please send the email so that I'll send the block 1 notes today, because today we'll be finishing off block 1. Okay? Yes, no, anything? Okay, great. Right. Don't send too many emails. Please, you people are having WhatsApp group. Please decide who is going to send the email and just send one email, because I'm not going to reply everybody. I'll reply to just one person only. Yeah. So we were at okay. Okay. So we were at process of environmental analysis. The first step of environmental analysis is environmental scanning. Now, how scanning is being done? The very first thing, scanning can be done through data collection, right? So businesses gather data from various sources, including market research reports, industry publications, government databases, social media platforms, and expert interviews. So these are the ways through which businesses collect data, right? कैसे collect करते हैं data हम? We directly asked question to the customer. We find out from the research publications, from the industry publications. We find out, we try to find, government databases are not very easy to access. So we try to find out from those also. Then we have social media platforms, right? Every now and then you people must have using Facebook and Instagram, all those things, right? So you might get surveys related to the brands which you use, right? Certain questions they'll be asking, or if you are using YouTube, right? So on that also surveys come for the brands. So what they are doing, they are collecting data, which is a part of environmental scanning. Got my point? So this is how they do data collection for scanning purpose of environmental analysis. Also, data collection could be done through expert interviews in the industry. So that is the first part of, you can say, environmental analysis, data collection. Next one is trend analysis. Well, businesses analyze historical data and identify trends, patterns, and emerging issues in the external environment to anticipate future development and opportunities. So under scanning, what has happened in the past? You make a graph out of it. Okay, what has happened in the past 10 years? How my company has performed in the past 10 years? How I have taken care of the challenges in the last 10 years? How we have taken opportunities, and how we have taken our strategies to do well in the market? How we have do profit maximization in our organization. So you make a graph out of it, right? And by studying that graph, you find out if what is going to happen in the in coming future, how you are going to deal with it. So that is known as trend analysis. Got my point? Clear with trend analysis? Next one is stakeholder analysis. Well, businesses assess the interest, needs, and expectations of key stakeholders such as customers, suppliers, employees, investors, regulators, and community members to understand their impact on business operations and decision making. So that is known as stakeholder analysis. Again and again, I have discussed about the stakeholders, that is the people who are related directly or indirectly to your business is known as a stakeholder. So you have to do analysis, you have to make an analysis of these people also. So when you know the need and expectation of these people, of the customers, of the suppliers, of the employees, of the investors, of the regulators, and the community members, you will be able to make better decision making. Also, you will able to understand their impact on your business operations. So that is stakeholder analysis. So the very first step of process of environmental analysis is environmental scanning. And how scanning is being done? Through data collection, through trend analysis, and through stakeholder analysis. Clear? Yes, no, anything?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Now, next is environmental monitoring. Just give me a moment. There is some network issues. I'll be sharing my screen in a moment, please. Huh? Just a minute. Yeah. So we were at in process of environmental analysis. We have discussed about environmental scanning. Now comes the second step. Please note down. That is environmental monitoring. The second step of process of environmental analysis. From your first block, this topic is very important. Your environmental analysis. So definitely a question is going to come whether the meaning of environment and meaning of environmental analysis or the process objectives of environmental analysis. Definitely a question is going to come on it. So we are talking about the second step of process of environmental analysis, that is environmental monitoring. Please note down environmental monitoring. So how this monitoring can be done? Through regular updates. Well, environmental monitoring involves regularly updating data, trends, and development in the external environment to stay of knowing of changes that may impact the business. So how you can monitor your environment? By knowing regular updates, right? Every now and then what is happening, you have to keep an eye on it, then only you will be able to regulate the updates, right? Ki what is happening, what developments are being done in your external environment, how regulating by regulating or updating your databases, whatever data you have collecting, you have to keep on collecting the data, you have to update your databases, then only you will be able to regulate the updates. Also, why this is important? That is, you'll be knowing the changes that is happening. Also, you can control or you may know how it is going to impact my business, right? So, taking regular updates is important under environmental monitoring. Next one is having an alert system. Well, businesses utilize alert systems such as automated notifications and real-time dashboards to receive timely updates and alert about critical events, emerging risk, and market shifts. So that is known as alert systems. अच्छा, टेल मी, आप लोग न्यूज़ तो सब देखते होंगे एंड न्यूज़ जो चैनल्स पे आते हैं, everybody must have seen their breaking news, right? Yes, no, tell me. Anybody listening to the class or no? Should I keep on saying just?
Listening, madam.
Listening, okay. So have you seen news and breaking news on your news channels?
Yes, madam.
Yes. So what is that? That is a alert system, right? It keeps
Yes.
you alert. Like in a whole day, there will be like 10 breaking newses. This has happened in Andhra Pradesh. This has happened in the Telangana. This has happened in North India. This has happened in somewhere around the country, somewhere around the world, somewhere in the universe. Solar eclipse is going to happen, right? So every now and then you are getting this breaking news on your news channel. So that is a kind of alert system. Similarly, you need to have this same kind of alert system in your businesses as well. As soon as there is any change which is going to affect you, you will get to know it. So you need to have you can say a department or a person appointed for your business who will take care of this breaking news for your business thing, right? I'm not saying about you will have a news channel that will help you. I have just given an example how you see on a news channel, why they give this breaking news, because it is somehow directly or indirectly going to affect you. Might be, let's say, a tsunami is going to happen, or a heavy downpour is going to happen, or an earthquake is forecasted. So these things will give you an alert system so that you make yourself alert and take precautionary actions to save yourself, right? Similarly, for your businesses, you need to have a department or a person appointed who will assess the surroundings around you, the environment around you, so that you can get a proper alert on time so that you can save yourself. Clear? This is how environmental monitoring is done. And that is the second step of process of environmental analysis. Now, moving on to the third step of environmental analysis, that is environmental forecasting. Well, there is a difference between this environmental monitoring and environmental forecasting. Environmental monitoring is like what is happening, you will have an idea about it. You will get to know what is happening. Environmental forecasting is like in coming future, in 10 days or tomorrow or after 1 year, what is going to happen, what will happen, that is known as environmental forecasting, right? So how this is done? This is done through scenario planning. Well, businesses engage in scenario planning to anticipate different future scenarios, assessing their likelihood and potential impact, and develop strategies to adapt and thrive in each scenario. So that is known as environmental forecasting. Next thing, what could be done for environmental forecasting is risk assessment. Well, businesses conduct risk assessment to identify and prioritize potential risk and vulnerabilities in the external environment, quantify their potential impact, and develop mitigation strategies to minimize their effects. So this is how environmental forecasting has been done. Now, the fourth step of process of environmental analysis is environmental assessment. Now, there are various models through which this environmental assessment is being done. We will study in short, we'll just, because it is not mentioned in your syllabus by the name. So these assessment we will just study in short. Right. Just give me a minute, please. Just a minute, please. I'll start the models. Yeah. So we were at environmental assessment, and we'll be discussing about few models of assessment, how these environmental scanning is being done practically. So the very first, if you can note down the headings, right? The very first method, or you can say the model of environmental scanning, that is known as SWOT analysis, SWOT, SWOT analysis. Well, SWOT analysis basically aim to identify the key internal and external factors seen as important in achieving an objective of the business. SWOT analysis groups key pieces of information into two main categories. We know already these two categories, that is internal category and the external. So in internal category, we have the strength and weaknesses internal to the business, right? Also, in the external factors and the external category, what do we have? Two things that we have O and T, that is opportunities and threat in the external category. Now, strengths are characteristics that give the business an advantage over others. Weaknesses are the characteristics of the business that place the business at a disadvantage relative to others. Opportunities are the elements in the environment and the business could that the business could exploit to its advantage. Now, threats are the element in the environment that could create trouble to the business. So these are SWOT analysis, SWOT. Thus, SWOT analysis is a technique used to determine and define the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of a business organization. Also, let us understand very clearly one by one, right? What comes under strength, what comes under weaknesses. So the first thing is strength, the first element of SWOT analysis. So strength could include the things which the organization does well, जो आप बहुत अच्छे से करते हो, right? Then the qualities that separate the organizations from the competitors. That means your uniqueness. Okay, what things you do better than your competitors. That is the qualities that separate the organization from the competitors. Then resources such as skilled and knowledgeable people. How skilled and how knowledgeable employees you have with you is your strength. Also, tangible assets and intangible assets such as patents, copyrights, and trademarks. So all these comes under your strengths. Other than that, these are the four. Sorry, your strengths. Now coming to the weaknesses. Well, weaknesses of an organization include things which the organization lacks in. Okay, जो आपके पास नहीं है. Then things which your competitors are doing better than you. Then resource limitations, like you have very limited resources with you, that will be your weakness. Then unclear unique seller proposition, that is your USP, right? So these all come under the category of weaknesses. Now coming to talking about this opportunities. Well, opportunities are provided by the external environment. For example, there is a lot of demand for the product produced by a company, but it is not able to keep up the volume of it, right? So it is an opportunity. Okay. It includes, what does it include? Untapped market for the product of the company. Then few competitors for the company's product. Then emerging need for the company's product. Also press and media coverage of the company. So all these will constitute opportunities. Now coming to the last one, that is threats. The final element of the SWOT analysis is threats. Everything that poses a risk to either the company itself or its likelihood of success or growth are known as threats. These includes emerging competitors, जो नए competitors होंगे वो. Then changing regulatory environment. Then negative press and media coverage. Also changing customer attitudes towards the company. So these are the few examples of your strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Thus, SWOT analysis help us to identify the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of the business. This in turn helps in building on strength, minimizing weaknesses, seizing the opportunities, and counteracting on threats. Am I clear with SWOT analysis? Should I move on to the next analysis? Yes, no, anything? Okay, what? Clear? Should I move on? Okay. So talking about the next model of environmental analysis is pest analysis or pestle analysis. I believe you people have studied this in your MCOM, the subject business environment, and all these models also, I believe you people have studied. So where was I? I was at pest or pestle analysis. Well, analyzing the macro environmental, that is your external environment, is also known as macro environment. Okay. What does it constitute? Basically, political environment, economic environment, social environment and technological environment. इसी को बोलते हैं हम PEST, PEST. P for political, E for economic, S for social, and T for technological. When you analyze these four environment, that is known as your PEST analysis, PEST, PEST analysis. Also, sometimes it is being expanded and two more environment are being included. These two environment are L for legal environment and E for environmental factors. So this pest analysis will become PESTLE, PESTLE in that case, right? So with this analysis, you can identify potential opportunities and threats associated with your strategy and figure out ways to take advantage of them and avoid them. Political factors include tax policies, employment laws, tariffs and trade restrictions, consumer protection laws, environmental regulations, and political stability of a country. Economic factors will include economic growth indicators like inflation rate, interest rate, exchange rate, fiscal policies, and unemployment trends. Social factors. Well, social factors will include cultural aspects, age distribution, career attitudes, health consciousness, population growth rate, social classes, all those things. Then technological factors include rate of technological change, technology incentives, spending on research and development, also basic infrastructure level. These all will constitute your social factors. Sorry, technological factors. Talking about L, that is legal factors, it will include tax laws, labor laws, or any other laws that concern your business that are not considered in political factors. Also, in environmental factors, data about different seasons, snowing, rainfall, all those things will come under environmental factors and are very crucial for any business, effective running of any business. Okay. So analyzing these factors will help the organization to gain a comprehensive understanding of the external factors which may positively or negatively affect the company strategy, planning process. With access to such knowledge, the organization can quickly come up and strategize that would put the company on the fast track in achieving its goals. Now, what we have already covered till now is process of environmental analysis as well as certain uh, certain models, right? Two models we have discussed, SWOT and PEST analysis. So for your examination purpose, process and models, these two models are sufficient enough, right? When you write a long answer. Now, two topics are remaining over here, that is limitations of environmental analysis and organization. Let me quickly finish off these two topics so that today we'll finish off our block one, right? So, talking about limitations of environmental analysis, the very first limitation of environmental analysis is incomplete information. Well, environmental analysis may suffer from data gaps, inaccuracies, or biasness, leading to incomplete or unreliable assessment of the external environment. So, when you are doing environmental analysis, when you are collecting data, so it is very important that you discard any incomplete information. So, if you are having any incomplete information, either you try to complete that information or you just discard that information, because this incomplete information might hamper your results, right? It might affect your environmental analysis result. So it is better to have a complete information or try to complete the information or discard such kind of information which is incomplete in nature, right? So that is one limitation of environmental analysis. Next limitation would be uncertainty and complexity. Well, the external environment is uncertain and complex with multiple interrelated factors and dynamic interactions that makes it challenging to predict future developments accurately. So, whenever you are collecting any data, and like just I have given the example, ki the room in which you are sitting, changes are happening in your room on daily basis. So similarly, for your businesses also, the changes in internal and external environment, changes will be happening every now and then. Maybe on daily basis, there will be changes, right? So there will be uncertainty. So whatever data you are collecting, there is uncertainty that today, if you are collected the data, it might not be useful tomorrow. So that is known as uncertainty and complexity. That is the another limitation of environmental analysis. Next is over-reliance on data. Well, businesses may become overly reliant on data and analytics, overlooking qualitative insights, intangible factors, and human judgment, which can lead to tunnel vision and missed opportunities. तो उतना ज्यादा भी आपको डेटा पे रिलाय नहीं करना है. You don't have to rely 100% on your data. You have to keep your eye, ears, all the five sense organs open so that you can sense some changes. You can sense or you can contribute towards your informed decision making. So do not only rely on data. It might, because it might change. So over reliance on data is harmful. Again, a limitation. Next, a fourth limitation is bias and subjectivity. Well, environmental analysis may be influenced by cognitive biasness, subjective interpretation, and organizational politics, leading to distorted assessments and flawed decision makings. Right? So that is biasness and subjectivity. There will be few friends of yours or some relatives of yours, होंगे ना आपके कोई ऐसे दोस्त या आपके relatives, when you ask them, well, see, let's take an example. If I ask them about you to your relatives or your friends who do not like you, so what kind of an answer you expect they will give me about you? Definitely, if you do not like them and they do not like you, they are going to give a negative review about you, how good you are. It does not matter to them. If they have to speak negative about you, they will speak negative about you. True or not? If they do not like you and you do not like them, if I ask something about you to them, they will speak definitely negative about you. So that is known as biasness and subjectivity. That is in our that is known as cognitive biasness. That means it is in my mind. I won't see whether practically it is correct or not, but I have this in my cognition, I have this in my mind, you are not a correct person, so definitely I am going to speak negative about you. So that is one limitation of environmental analysis. Sometimes what happens when you like a certain brand, let's say any cool drink brand, right? You like Pepsi more, but you just hate Coca-Cola. So if anybody asks you any question about Coca-Cola, what will be your answer? Because how good Coca-Cola it is, it does not matter to you. But if you do not like what you are going to say, no, it is very waste. Do not take that. That is very bad in taste. It will cause harm to you and blah, blah, blah. Why? Because you do not like it. So that is known as cognitive biasness. You have things in your mind about it and you will speak that only. So that is known as biasness and subjectivity under limitations. Clear? Next one is resource constraints. Well, Conducting comprehensive environmental analysis require significant time, expertise, and resources, which may be limited for smaller businesses or those operating in resource constrained environments. So that is known as resource constraint. So with this, we are done with the limitation of environmental analysis. I believe in your booklets, there will be other limitations as well. So study those limitations as well as you can include the limitations which we have discussed today in your answer. Okay. Now coming to the last topic, today's last topic, quickly I'll finish it off. That is organization of analysis. So the very first thing when you organize an analysis is whether it is centralized or decentralized. Well, environmental analysis can be organized centrally with a dedicated team or department responsible for scanning, monitoring, and analyzing the environment, or decentralized with each functional area or business units conducting its own analysis. अभी हो सकता है कि जो आपका analysis का process है, it might be centralized, like everything is done by you itself, or you are having a team that is doing everything, or it is decentralized, like you will be having, if you are having a big business, you can decentralize your environmental analysis organization. So you will be having separate departments for it. So that is centralized or decentralized. Next is cross-functional collaboration. So the meaning of cross-functional collaboration is for very effective environmental analysis, it often involves collaboration and communication across different functional areas and level of organization. So what are the functional areas in the business? These functional areas are marketing, finance, operations, and strategic planning. So cross-functional collaboration is very important. So one department is having the knowledge of, the next department is known as cross-functional collaboration. Yeah. Next is technology and tools. So businesses leverage technology and analytical tools such as data analytics, softwares, market intelligence platforms, and social listening tools to streamline environmental analysis and enhance data accuracy and facilitate decision making. So that is how technology and tools will contribute towards organizing your analysis. Last one in organizing for analysis is continuous improvement. Well, environmental analysis is a process that requires continuous monitoring, evaluation, and adaptation to remain relevant and effective in the dynamic business environment. Organizations should regularly review and update their analysis methodology, tools, and processes to stay agile and responsive to change in the external environment. So continuous change is a crucial part of organizing your environmental analysis. So with this, we are done with our first block. And I believe how many units we have covered till now? That was unit 1 only. So in the next class, we will try covering all the environment, that is economic, political, technological, and socio-cultural environment, and also business ethics and corporate governance. So in the next class, next Saturday, we will try completing off all these things. So till now, from block 1, unit 1, I'll be sending notes today. You please, in the chat box, please let me know one email address or send me an email on which should I send you the notes for today. Other than that, I am here for few minutes. Now, if any doubts are there regarding today's or yesterday's class, you can unmute and ask me the question or put the question in the chat box. Other than that, I'm waiting for the email address on which I'll send the notes. I'm right here. You can ping me and ask me. We have 1 minute. I'll just note down these two. You people have your WhatsApp group, right? So all your classmates are there in that WhatsApp group?
Yes, madam.
Okay, good. So I have noted down this Suresh email address, and one more. I'll just note down this AMMULUJ225. So after the class, immediately I will be sending this Unit 1 notes. Kindly share the notes with all your classmates.
Okay, madam.
So whatever we have discussed yesterday in today's class, you'll be having side notes of it. Acha, one more important information. With when you share the notes in the group, please let everybody know. Don't rely on these notes only. Your booklet is very important from examination point of view. The syllabus, the content which has been provided to you by the university is very good. So use my notes for reference purpose only. You can have those answers, you can write those answers in the examination, but as an addition to your answers. So make this thing very clear. Okay. So while forwarding the notes, please write this message as well. Okay. So that's all for today. Immediately, just now, I'll be sharing the notes. So you can send the notes in the class in your, WhatsApp group. Any question, anything, please ask me now. I'm here.
मैडम ये क्लास रिकॉर्डेड भी मिल जाएगा?
हाँ जी, ये क्लासेस आपको रिकॉर्डेड मिल जाएगा। आपको BR अम्बेडकर यूनिवर्सिटी का यूट्यूब चैनल है, आपको ये पूरे के पूरे क्लासेस वहाँ रिकॉर्डेड मिल जाएगा।
अभी जो हुआ था क्लास वो भी मिल जाएगा?
जो अभी करेंटली चल रहा है ये क्लास भी मिल जाएगा, और जो कल हुआ था क्लास आपको फर्स्ट क्लास वो भी मिल जाएगा। और आने वाले सारे क्लासेस लाइव रिकॉर्ड होते हैं, जो कि अपलोड कर दिए जाते हैं डॉक्टर BR अम्बेडकर यूनिवर्सिटी की यूट्यूब चैनल्स पे, तो आपको वहां से मिल जाएंगे।
ओके,
ठीक है,
थैंक यू मैम।
यू वेलकम। ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर टुडेज क्लास। प्लीज दीज टू पीपल चेक योर emails after the class. Just now I am sending you the email. Please share
ओके,
the notes in the class. Okay.
श्योर मैम।
Okay, thank you all for your patience and have a great evening ahead. Take
थैंक यू
care.
Okay,
मैम।
thank you.
Bye. Take care.